Captain Reyes stood in front of the Galactic Council. The room was large, filled with aliens from dozens of worlds. Floating creatures, long-necked beings, tall insect-like leaders. They all stared at her as she spoke. "I have proof," Reyes said. "There is a secret fleet, hidden behind the Black Moon in the Osiris system. They're preparing for war." She showed the scans, the heat maps, the strange warships, and the silver eye symbol. But the aliens in the room shook their heads. "That is impossible," said a Zalari elder. "The treaty was signed. War is over." Another voice said, "This is fear, typical human fear." Reyes stepped forward. "I risked my life to bring this back. You think I imagined it." The Dorgan war leader stood. His skin glowed orange. "Your kind never wanted peace. This is just your excuse to build more weapons." Reyes was angry now. "You're being fooled. You're walking into a trap. And when it springs, we'll all be too late." But no one listened. The council ended the meeting. The alien leaders left the room without another word. Reyes turned to her assistant. "They won't believe us. We're on our own." Back on Earth, General Reeve was already preparing. Inside a deep mountain base, giant screens showed images of the hidden fleet. He had names for them now. The Xarn, old enemies of the humans. The Vosari, experts in cloaking and deception. The Takuri swarm, mind-linked machines that follow no rules. And 3 more races, never seen in battle until now. "They're building a shadow army," Reeve said. "And when they attack, they'll strike fast. They want to win before we even know it started." "Then why wait?" Reyes asked. Reeve looked at the star map. "Because they want everyone weak. They want the other races to shut down their fleets, to relax, to sleep. And we're the only ones awake," Reyes said. Reeve nodded. "Exactly. In the Osiris system, behind the Black Moon, the enemy fleet grew larger. Inside the lead ship, the Watcher met with 5 alien commanders. Each one stood in the shadows. Only their eyes glowed. "We were seen," the Watcher said. "By humans?" asked one voice. "Yes, but they were not believed." The others laughed. "The treaty worked," said a cold, deep voice. "The galaxy is blind. Earth stands alone. And we are almost ready." "What about the Scorpion ship?" asked another voice. "They returned home, but they're scared. They know what's coming." "Then let's give them something to fear." Days later, strange events began across the galaxy. A Zalari cargo ship disappeared near the border. A Dorgan scout vessel found wreckage of an unknown origin. A Vosari trader sent one final message. "They're coming." The Galactic Council tried to ignore it. They called it pirates or accidents. But humans knew better. Inside Earth's orbit, the shipyards lit up. New warships were being built. The Iron Fist, a heavy battlecruiser with railguns the size of buildings. The Silent Blade, a stealth destroyer invisible to most sensors. The Hellstorm, a mobile cannon platform made to break enemy lines. Thousands of workers, soldiers, and AI units worked day and night. Reeve stood on a platform, looking out at the growing fleet. "If no one believes us," he said, "then we'll protect them anyway." Reyes walked up beside him. "Even if they call us warmongers." "They can call us whatever they want," he said. "But when the sky burns, they'll call us something else." He looked straight ahead. Saviors. Far away in the shadows of the galaxy, the enemy fleet moved. Ships powered up, weapons charged, and a command was sent. Phase 1 begins now. Target: outer colonies. While the Valeri smiled in the sunlight, the real battle was growing underground and in space. General Harris walked through a secret base hidden inside the Rocky Mountains. The base was huge, bigger than most cities. It buzzed with the sound of machines and voices. Everywhere, men and women in uniform worked quickly and quietly. Deep inside, massive hangars held powerful new weapons. Giant warships with shiny armor stood ready. Robots marched in lines, their metal feet clanking on the floor. In a training room, Jake Morgan practiced flying a spaceship simulator. Jake was young but skilled. His eyes were sharp, his hands steady. He dreamed of flying real battleships, protecting Earth from the Velari threat. A teacher told Jake, "You're part of Earth's secret weapon now. The Velari won't expect this." Jake smiled but felt the weight of it all. This was not a game. Meanwhile, scientists like Dr. Maya Lin worked on special AI soldiers, machines that could think, learn, and fight like humans. These robots were built to survive the harsh conditions of space and enemy attacks. They were faster, smarter, and stronger than anything the Velari had seen. But the Velari did not know about this army. They still held peace talks on Earth's biggest stages. They smiled on camera and spoke about friendship. One day, at a grand peace ceremony, a Velari ambassador accidentally said something that caught everyone's attention. "Enjoy your last peaceful month." The words froze the room. News reporters whispered, but the Velari ambassador smiled and said it was a joke. But General Harris heard the truth. That night, Jake was called to a secret meeting. Harris told him, "Velari are planning their attack. They think we are weak, but they are wrong. Your team will fly the first space battle." Jake's heart raced. He looked at his team, nervous but ready. "We fight not just for Earth, but for every future human who wants to live free," Harris said. At the same time, strange things happened in the sky. Military satellites lost contact one by one. Secret bases reported unusual scans from Velari drones. The Velari were watching everything, preparing. But Earth's hidden army was ready too. In a quiet spaceport, giant warships loaded weapons designed to outmatch Velari technology. Engineers checked every laser cannon and missile. "Remember," one officer told Jake, "the real battle is not just machines. It's the human spirit behind them." Back on Earth, ordinary people waited, unaware of the storm coming. They saw only news of peace and friendship. But beneath the smiles, a war was growing. The Velari thought Earth was easy prey. But Earth was awake now, and ready. The night sky over Earth was calm. But beneath the calm, danger was coming. General Reeves stood in the command center, eyes sharp. "They are close," he said. "We have little time." Suddenly, alarms screamed. "Enemy fleet detected. Incoming attack." The voice shouted. The human fleet scrambled to defend Earth's orbit. Missiles fired. Lasers blazed. Explosions shook the empty black of space. Captain Rice piloted her ship through the chaos. "Enemy fighters breaking through our shields," her officer warned. She pressed buttons. "Focus fire on the lead ship." The enemy fleet was bigger than anyone expected. They came from all sides, faster and stronger. Back on Earth, people looked up. Cities went dark as power grids failed. Sirens blared in every street. Families huddled inside homes, scared but hopeful. In space, the battle grew worse. Enemy ships targeted Earth's satellites. Communication lines went silent. Without satellites, Earth was blind. General Reeve clenched his fists. "We must hold the line." Captain Rice led a daring attack. Her squadron charged into the enemy center. They destroyed several warships. But the cost was high. Her best friend's ship exploded. She grieved but pushed forward. Suddenly, a huge enemy ship appeared. It fired a massive energy beam. The beam struck the Earth's moon. A huge explosion shook the surface. "Moon damage," the commander shouted. "Debris heading toward Earth." Reeve looked grim. This is no longer just a battle in space. Earth itself was in danger. The enemy sent ground forces to the moon. They wanted a base close to Earth. Humans had to fight again, on the moon. Captain Rice prepared a special team. "We take the fight to them," she said. The team boarded lunar landing ships. Their mission: stop the enemy before they build their base. On the moon's surface, the battle began again. Dust flew. Lasers cut through the dark. Humans fought bravely against stronger enemies. But they held the line. Back on Earth, General Reeve spoke to the world. "This is the first strike, but we will not break. We will fight until the last breath." The sky turned bright over Washington. D.C. people looked up and stopped walking. Something huge floated above the city. It was not a plane. It was not from Earth. It was a ship. A spaceship. All around the world, people saw the same thing. Giant alien ships, quiet and smooth, hovered over major cities: New York, Tokyo, London, Delhi, and more. Everyone panicked at first. Soldiers filled the streets. Air Force jets flew close to the alien ships, ready to attack. But the ships didn't fire. They didn't move. They just stayed in the sky like sleeping giants. Then came the message. A deep voice, clear and calm, spoke in every language on Earth. It came through phones, TVs, and radios. "We are the Velari. We come in peace. We offer friendship, knowledge, and trade. We want to help your world." Some people cried with joy. Others cheered and waved at the ships. For the first time in human history, aliens had arrived, and they were friendly. But one man did not cheer. General Thomas Harris sat in a dark room beneath the Pentagon, watching the Velari message again and again. He was a tall, quiet man with gray hair and sharp eyes. He had seen many wars. He knew how lies looked. And to him, the Velari smile looked fake. He turned to his team of officers. "They're not here for peace," he said. "They're here for something else. We need to prepare." "Sir, they haven't shown any weapons," said one young officer. "That's the trick," Harris said. "The best weapon is surprise. And we won't be surprised." While presidents and world leaders welcomed the Velari with open arms, Harris began a secret plan. It was called Project Sentinel. Under the oceans, in hidden mountain bases, and deep in space, humans began building secret defenses. Only a few trusted scientists and generals knew about it. They worked fast. They didn't sleep much. Every hour, they built weapons, trained pilots, and created defense systems. The world smiled at the Velari, but Harris prepared for war. Meanwhile, the Velari sent their ambassadors. Tall, blue-skinned aliens in silver robes walked among humans. They were polite. Their voices were soft. They shared small pieces of advanced technology, clean energy, fast healing devices, and food makers. They answered questions, smiled at cameras, and told stories of stars and peace. The media loved them. News channels called it the Age of Peace. People held parades. Children wore Velari masks and waved tiny flags with Earth and Velari symbols together. But strange things began to happen. Military radar showed small Velari drones scanning secret areas. One human satellite stopped working after a Velari ship flew close. A deep space probe disappeared without a signal. Dr. Maya Lin, a brilliant scientist working at a space station, noticed something strange in the data. She found secret energy spikes coming from Velari transport ships, the same energy used in high-level weapons. She brought her report to General Harris. "This isn't proof," the president told Harris when he asked for permission to act. "The Velari are our friends. I don't trust friends who spy on my house," Harris replied. So he gave the silent order. Phase 2 begins. More warships were hidden on the moon. More AI drones were activated. Project Sentinel grew larger. The world still saw peace, but behind the curtain, Earth was sharpening its sword. Then something odd happened. A small child went missing near a Velari camp. She returned hours later, confused, saying the aliens asked her questions about her home. Her memory was fuzzy. The police called it a mistake, but Harris saw something more. "They're testing us," he said. "They're learning how we think, how we react." He sent a final warning to all secret bases. "Be ready. Trust nothing. The real war may come soon." As Earth smiled on the outside, it prepared inside. Because Harris knew one thing from all his years in war. The enemy always speaks of peace right before they strike. For the first time in 2,000 years, the galaxy was quiet. No war, no bombs, no screaming from broken ships. The Galactic Peace Treaty had been signed. Every alien race was there. The tall, thin Norel, the silent Krex, the fire-blooded Dorgans, even the cold, logical Zalari. They all agreed to stop fighting. They all agreed to live in peace. Celebrations began across the stars. Colorful lights filled alien skies. Warships were turned into museums. Giant flags of unity flew on every planet. But not on Earth. Earth didn't celebrate. Earth didn't believe it. On a small blue planet at the edge of the galaxy, humans kept working. Soldiers trained harder. Factories kept building weapons. Satellites scanned deep space every second. And under the mountains of Alaska, inside a hidden base, an old general stood in silence. His name was General Marcus Reeve. His face had deep lines. His eyes had seen too many battles. And right now, he looked at the treaty on the screen in front of him. "Lies," he said quietly. Around him, other officers waited. Some were young. Some were scared. Some didn't understand why Earth refused the peace. One of them, a tall woman named Captain Rice, stepped forward. "Sir, the rest of the galaxy signed the treaty. If we don't join them, they'll think we want war." Reeve turned to her slowly. "Captain, I've seen peace treaties before. You know what always follows them." She shook her head. "War," Reeve said, "but next time, we'll be the only ones not ready." The room was silent. In space, human ships still flew in formation. They didn't shut down weapons. They didn't power off shields. Other species called humans paranoid. Some called them dangerous. But humans didn't care what they were called. They remembered the past. The humans had joined the galaxy only 100 years ago. They were the newcomers, but they learned fast. Too fast. In the last war, humans had fought harder than anyone. They didn't have the best tech, but they had something no one else did: willpower. They lost many soldiers. Whole cities were destroyed, but they never gave up. Even when everyone else retreated, the humans kept fighting. That's why the other species feared them. That's also why the humans didn't trust anyone. Back in Alaska, deep underground, General Reeve walked through a dark hallway with Captain Rice beside him. "You want to know what I really think?" he asked. "Yes, sir. I think someone planned this treaty," he said. "I think they want us to let our guard down. And when we do, they'll strike." Captain Rice looked shocked. Who would do that? Reeve didn't answer. He walked into a secret room. Inside was a giant screen showing parts of the galaxy. One corner flashed red. "This system right here," he said, pointing. It was quiet for months. But last week, one of our deep space drones picked up movement. Something big, something hidden behind a black moon. "An alien fleet?" she asked. He nodded. "Maybe, or maybe something worse." She looked closer at the screen. The red flash blinked slowly, like a warning. "If we're right," Reeve said, "then this treaty is just the first move in a bigger plan." "And if we're wrong?" she asked. "Then we look like fools," he said, "but I'd rather be a fool than dead." Rice stood straight. "What do you want me to do, sir?" "I want you to take the Scorpion and go see what's hiding in that system. Quietly. No noise, no signals, just eyes and ears." The Scorpion was a stealth ship. Small, fast, almost invisible in space. It was made for missions like this. "I'll leave in 1 hour," she said. "Good," Reeve replied. "And Reyes?" "Yes." "Don't trust anyone out there. Not even the ones smiling at you." She nodded, then left quickly. Reeve stood alone in the room. He stared at the red blinking light. A chill passed through him. He had seen too much to believe in peace. Far away, in a dark corner of the galaxy, something moved. Something big. Inside a cloud of space dust, a group of ships waited, silent, watching. Not part of the peace treaty, not part of any council. A voice echoed inside one of the ships. Humans did not sign the treaty. Another voice answered, cold and sharp. Then they're smarter than we thought.